September 27th. Fine morning. It's a blessing my Pappenheimers have not recognized what this means for the afternoon. We take things very leisurely. I know it's no good hurrying. We are dead sure of getting a ducking before we reach Buena anyhow, so we may as well enjoy ourselves while we can. I asked my boys how they would make fire suppose no matches live. Not one of them thinks it is possible to do so. It pass man to do them things suppose he got no live stick or matches. They are coast boys, all of them, and therefore used to luxury. But it is really remarkable how widely diffused matches are inland, and how very dependent on them these natives are. When I have been away in districts where they have not penetrated, it is exceedingly rare that the making of fire has to be resorted to. I think I may say that in most African villages it has not had to be done for years and years, because when a woman's fire has gone out owing to her being out at work all day, she just runs into some neighbor's hut where there is fire burning, and gives compliments and picks up a burning stick from the fire and runs home. From this comes the compliment equivalent to our "Oh, don't go away yet" of "You come to fetch fire." This will be said to you all the way from Sierra Leone to Luanda. As far as I know, if you have been making yourself agreeable in an African home, even if the process may have extended over a day or so, the hunters, like the Fans, have to make fire, and do it now with a flint and steel. But in districts where their tutor is in this method, the flintlock gun is not available, they will do it with two sticks. Not always like the American Indians' fire sticks. One stick is placed horizontally on the ground and the other twirled rapidly between the palms of the hands. But sometimes two bits of palm sticks are worked in a hole but sometimes two bits of palm sticks are worked in a hole in a bigger bit of wood, the hole stuffed round with the pitch of a tree or silk cotton fluff, and the two sticks rotated vigorously. Again, on one occasion, I saw a Baklele woman make fire by means of a sip of raffia palm drawn very rapidly, to and fro across a notch in another piece of raffia wood. In most domesticated tribes, like the Efikis or the Iguala, if they are going out to their plantation, they will enclose a live stick in a hollow piece of a certain sort of wood, which has a lining of its interior pith left in it, and they will carry this firebox with them. Or if they are going on a long canoe journey, there is always the fire in the bow of the canoe, put into a calabash full of sand, or, failing that, into a bed of clay with a sand rim round it. By 10 o'clock we are off down Buena. At 10:15 it pours as it can here. By 10:17 we are in our normal condition of bedraggled saturation, and plodding down carefully and cheerfully among the rocks and roots of the forest, following the path we have beaten and cut for ourselves on our way up. It is dangerously slippery, particularly that part of it through the amums, and stumps of the cut amums are very likely to spike your legs badly. And, my friend, never step on one of the ammonon stems lying straight in front of you, particularly when they are soaking wet. Ice slides are nothing to them, and when you fall, as you inevitably must, because of all the things you grab hold of are either rotten or as brittle as salvita glassware vases, you hurt yourself in no end of places on those aforesaid cut ammon stumps. I am speaking from sad experiences of my own, amplified by observations on the experiences of my men. The path, when we get down again into the tree fern region, is inches deep in mud and water, and several places where we have a drop of 5 feet or so over lumps of rocks, are worse work going down than we found them going up, especially when we have to drop down onto ammonium stems. One abominable place, a V-shaped hollow, mud-lined, and with an immense tree right across it, a tree one of our tornadoes has thrown down since we passed, bothers the men badly as they slip and scramble down, and then crawl under the tree and slip and scramble up with their loads. I say nothing about myself. I just take a flying slide of 20 feet or so and shoot flump over the flump under the tree on my back, and then deliberate whether it is worthwhile getting up again to go on with such a world. But vanity forbids me dying like a dog in a ditch, and I scramble up, rejoining the others where they are standing on the cross path, our path going southeast by east, and the other south-southwest. Two men have already gone down the southwest one, which I feel sure is the upper end of the path Sasu had led us to, and wasted our time on the first day's march, the middle region of which were, as we found from its lower end, impassable with vegetation. So after futile attempts to call the other two back, we go on down the southeast one, and get shortly into a plantation of giant cocos, mid-leg deep in the most excellent fine mould, the sort of stuff you pay 6 shillings a load for in England to start a conservatory bed with. Upon my word, the quantities of these things that are left loose in Africa, that ought to be kept in menageries and greenhouses, and not let go wild about the country, are enough to try a saint.